about pets. We're all about fun. We have the nicest people. Our deals are number one. You'll love Dave's, Dave's Soda and Pet City. We make shopping for your pet fun, 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 fun.
We're filming. Well, hello, boys and girls. I'd like to welcome you to, this is probably the 22nd or 3rd season for Dave's Pet Show. We're a little late to get started due to the our writers. We had a strike. The writers were on strike, and so we didn't get started right on time. But anyway, we are back. But this is serious. Before I even want to get started with our show today, I just want to show off that the golf tournament that we had in July, right? Raised $8,620 for TJ O'Connor, and they got every penny of it. They got a check for $8,600. I'd like to thank everybody who came out and golfed. I know this is much later, but it's the first time that we got to do this. Next year, we hope to raise twice as much. We're going to redouble the efforts, but we have such wonderful customers and vendors, and a couple of the employees, present company excluded, who came out and played.
Our team came in last.
It did?
Yes.
So anyway, I just wanted to let everyone know just how cool it is to do this for the community. So anyway, Jack Nicholson here is going to, you came in dead last?
No. We were close.
You were close to
It was
last?
close. It was bad. We were a little off.
You were?
That's like, I came back in with all my golf balls and my tees weren't broken, so I'm happy with that.
Oh, that's okay.
That was a good day.
That's
That
a
was
good day.
That
All
was
right.
a good day.
So anyway,
It was fun.
when I said to Matt, we're filming, Matt got, yesterday, he got all excited and said, let me get Eddie in here because we got some really cool
Ed.
new fish. And you all know Ed. So what do you want to talk about, Matthew
well,
and
Ed.
Ed, step in, Ed.
Step up.
If you
Step
can
up.
bring your camera close in on this fellow right here, which is actually Matt's favorite fish.
I love that.
Which
That's-
one?
oh,
the black one?
Yeah, no, it's the red
that's
with
looking
the
at me.
rust
The one,
on it.
the one he's looking at him?
Yeah,
that's
red
looking at
rust fired, short fin.
He's rusting, and he's in the
Yes.
water? Shouldn't you take him out of the water if he's rusting?
Well, we don't want to burn the water.
Anti-corrosive.
It is amazing fish.
What is it?
It's a short-tailed Ryunkin. Very, very, very hard to get, very rare. Okay, and to that form, they're like show quality. The more boxier the fish is, the more valuable it is.
I like them because they look like teapots.
Yes, some people call them teapots.
Is that what they
Yeah,
call
he's
them?
got
Is that what they
coffee.
call them, teapots?
No, they
Oh,
made that up.
Matt made that up?
Yeah, because somebody will say, "Ed, did you tell them people that?"
No.
But look, it's like, he says creamer. It looks something you serve tea out of. That's all.
Now, to compare that next to this one over here, which looks like
Which one?
a Dalmatian with a
Big
black tail,
Yes.
A huge one.
that's
Yes.
like 8 to 9 inches long. It's
Yep.
a really big fish.
Yep.
That is a longer
Looks
tail.
pregnant, Eddie.
Yeah, it's a female, by the way. You're very good. That's
Very good.
very
They were
good.
actually spawning in here a few minutes ago.
They were?
Yes,
Yes,
they were.
yes.
They were.
Oh, you can catch them spawning right here.
Yeah. A lot of the times when you
Is
see
that what
them-
is that that? Is that
Yeah.
what they're doing right now?
Chasing each other? Yeah.
What
They're chasing?
happens is the male.
Family show.
Okay.
the male's nipping at her, trying to get her to lay eggs,
Yeah.
and then he'll fertilize them as they drop.
Real with all these fish in here?
Yeah. Goldfish.
They
don't
don't
care.
want any privacy?
No,
They don't.
They're pretty open about their relationship, I guess.
My
But
goodness.
yeah, see that? A big female right there?
No, Ed, the big guy, what is this big guy there?
Well, that would be called a calico Ryunkin.
Yeah.
Long tail.
But this particular one, yeah, it's a longer tail, long tail. But this particular one has black on the tail, so they call it a black-tailed dragon. That is
Really?
actually, yeah, the Chinese call it that. It's a really amazing
It's better than my
fish.
teapot.
So
And
are
that-
these all, where are these being bred these days?
Oh, these we got from China. This is the better ones. These are the ones we don't usually get.
Yeah.
But
So
Dave's,
how did we get them?
we got them through me. I have a
No, I know we got them through you, but how did we because they're not usually available, right?
Well, I was very
Are these
fortunate.
black market?
No, it's
Ed just sneaks
he
in
caught
very
me.
soon.
Is there a little thing on there that says made in China?
That's right, right on the tent. See how the fish are trying to
Yeah.
find out where it's written?
Yeah.
Hey, just flip them over, read the bottom.
Well, it's a fish that people like because it's cute and it
Yeah.
doesn't get too big. It's more like gets fatter than
Yeah.
it does longer.
So, Matthew, all kidding aside,
Sir.
and Ed, so you don't have to have these in an outdoor pond. I mean, you have this is,
You can run them in a tank.
you can run them in a tank like this, right?
You can run them
So
in
if you had a 55-gallon tank, or you could have 4 or 5 of these guys in there
Oh,
already?
yeah, they'd love it. Oh,
Absolutely.
people, when they find out you have these, will
Yeah.
come from everywhere because they come in all colors.
Absolutely. And they don't need any heater. They're, of course, they're goldfish.
Right.
So they're cold water.
All you need is just a really powerful filter.
Good filter. Just so, yep, keep the water
And,
nice and clean.
and then we have Mr. Brains. He's
Mr.
from
Brains.
he's from another planet.
Yeah.
Show where he is. Okay.
Mr. Brains
where is he?
Right, up
Right
in
here,
front.
right here.
He's right up in front.
Oh,
That's
this
a
guy,
pearl
this
scale
guy
of-
right there.
Yes, a double brainer.
Speaking of golf, he looks like a golf ball, doesn't he? Look at the sides of him.
And what it blows me away is the other fish don't pick on his eyes. All kidding aside,
Well, no, that's not part of the eye. It's part of the head.
it's part of the head.
Yeah, his eyes are right underneath. You can see.
Okay.
It's like he's wearing a hat.
That is called a pearl scale
Yeah.
high hat.
Hi hat. That's a great name. So you know what one's of my favorites? These guys.
Oh yeah, That's the
The black moor.
yeah Blackmore telescope, but that's a butterfly because the tail is a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
And if you flip it around, they call it a butterfly.
And
Short tail's called a
telescope.
baby
It's a telescope because of his eyes.
Yes,
Those little things on his eyes.
Yeah. We have now when we look at the teapots. Now let's look at a ranchu. There's one fish.
God bless you.
Yes. Hey, that's good. Yes, okay, ranchu.
Yes.
Over here we have a black ranchu. It has no fins on top.
This guy.
Yeah. Isn't that
he's
something?
bald.
No fins. Those again are very hard to get in black.
Little rudder.
Yeah. Huh?
The people,
body.
the Chinese are trying to develop a fish, and they've had for these years, and we're able to get them more and more now, where the body is shorter. Instead of having some big monster fish in the tank, you got this short, chubby little
Chubby
thing that,
guy, yeah.
that looks like somebody's teddy bear.
Right.
You know, and they just love them.
Sort of like Matt.
Chubby little teddy bear. Hey.
You know, so we can have. You know, we could call these like Machu,
they're
right?
Why not
Machu,
trademark?
Machu
Oh
fishes,
my
There we go.
gosh.
right?
Trademark that.
Right. So here's the cool thing about this.
All right.
All right. So these are not crazy prices, right?
No, well, yeah, they are.
They are
Well,
$700, $800, $1,000.
no. These
I'm setting them up.
yeah,
$30 for the smaller ones.
Oh, well.
yeah.
And how about like the big?
That's got to be $100.
That's $100.
Okay.
Okay.
And the same thing with the one with the brains. These are extremely rare because most of them don't have that shape. It's supposed to be almost like a heart. Look at it. When you look dead straight at it, it's almost like a heart.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the rarity. They look for that.
Now, what is this guy? He's just sort of a
Short
regular.
tail? Oh no.
Short
Sh-
tail.
no.
Ryukin. I'm
This
Right.
guy right there.
Yeah.
Ryukin.
Even though he's just all these different colors.
Oh yeah. They come in everything. That's called a mat.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that's a mat.
That's a matte finish
Matte.
as opposed to a glossy.
Yes.
Mat.
Yeah. It's a mat.
Right.
Feeling so high today.
Right. Who is Are you waving at somebody or is it time up?
Yeah.
Oh, you're waving at me that time's up? Oh, all right. Well, we have more. Can we do some more of this?
Absolutely.
All right. Don't go away, folks. So I want to tell you a story. When I first started in business, which was 1975, so we're in our 40th year of business. Maybe it was 1979 that I met a guy by the name of Jim Scott, whose family owned a company called Old Mother Hubbard Pet Food. We started carrying Old Mother Hubbard Pet Food probably in 1980. And Jim was working with his father. It was a family business. They were in Lowell, Mass. And for all your old timers who may remember Old Mother Hubbard, it was a kibbled biscuit. They were one of the 3 or 4. There was Old Mother Hubbard, there was Triumph, there was Kennel Biscuit. I don't know if anyone ever remembers seeing Kennel Biscuit, and a few other premium foods in the marketplace. This was even before Iams. And so I got to be friendly with Jim. We were when I first started in the pet food business, we used to carry Old Mother Hubbard. And Jim Scott, who is an absolute visionary, convinced the other members of the family that this was in the mid-90s, or maybe a little bit later that there was a need for a real all-natural holistic food, and Jim came out with the brand called Wellness. I don't have to tell you that Wellness exploded and ushered into being a whole new class of dog food, which was meat-based dog foods, very high-end, very pure, very holistic, and the business just grew to be an enormous business. The company got sold, as do all, not all, but most of these big companies. Company got sold a few years ago, and Jim stayed on with the company. Company got resold, and Jim finally said, "That's it, I'm done." Retired, devoted a lot of his time to different charities because he has a couple of kids who needed some help. And then his non-compete was up. A few months ago, I get a call from Jim and say, "I need to come and talk to you. I have a revolutionary food that I think you should see." So when Jim Scott says, "I have a revolutionary food," you listen, because he is a man who knows what he's talking about. So he came and he pitched me the food. And to be honest with you, every week we get pitched.
Reptile Department, you have a call
What?
line 5, Reptile Department, line 5.
Okay. Hey, will you do me a favor and hold the announcements? So every week we get pitched by different foods, and so you sort of get used to it. But Jim came in and said, "I want to show you this food. It's a dog food and a cat food. And what makes, it's a great name, it's called Raws. It's a very cool package. What makes the food different is there is absolutely no meals in it. I'm going to read you the ingredients. It's kind of neat. It's dehydrated chicken. So, and I'll tell you why I like this. It's dehydrated chicken, dehydrated deboned chicken, then chicken, then turkey, then chicken liver, then turkey liver, turkey hearts, pea starch, tapioca starch, which they really need to bind the kibble. Here's the deal. Here's the difference between chicken being the first ingredient and dehydrated chicken being the first ingredient. If chicken is the first ingredient, it's full of moisture. So moisture weighs a lot. So the government makes everybody list the ingredients. The first is the most, and the rest goes by volume. So if chicken looks great on the label, fresh chicken looks great on the label, fact is it's mostly water, which is why Joe said to me, "I'm confused. I thought you always said that chicken meal or meat meal is better than fresh." It is. However, this is dehydrated, which means all the moisture has been taken out. So if the first ingredient is dehydrated chicken, it's unbelievable. This is like eating a chicken. It's that simple. So the food is insanely palatable. If you have a finicky dog or cat, because they make a cat food as well, I forgot to bring the cat over, then this is it. If you have, there's no grains, none of that. It's about as pure a food as you can get. So here's the coolest thing in the whole world. So Jim sold his business for I don't know how many hundreds of millions. Jim does not need money. So Jim started the new business and said, "We're going to donate a percentage of all profits back to a few charities or foundations that I've set up." So we said, "Okay, that's kind of cool. A lot of companies do that. I'd rather be with my dog. Treats donates portion of their profits back to different charities. So after he was in, because his non-compete's up, after he's in talking to a bunch of retailers, he calls me and says, I decided to change the plan. And I want you to sit down for this. I said, okay, what's the plan? 100% of all company profits get donated back to charities. Joe's eyes just went up. 100%. How cool is that? And we're going to get Jim on the show, but Jim Scott it ain't about the money, because he's got more money than the proverbial more money than God. He loves the business. He loves inventing stuff, and he loves, making animals help. But can you imagine? So he's running I've already gotten 3 texts from him today because he's got something new, running all around the country, investing all this money, and he's going to get none of it. He's not taking his salary. It's just all going back to different foundations. How do you not want to sell a food like that? Right? It's about, I'll use the word pure. It's about as pure as you can get. So if you have a dog or a cat that is finicky, that this also happens. Some dogs, if they're sick or whatever and they don't want to eat, so at least if they're eating a small amount of food, they're getting the nutrients that they need. It's a very, very, very big deal. If you want a food that's almost, let's say you want to feed raw, but you don't want to feed raw because it's kind of a nuisance, this is the ticket, folks. So anyway, so I am just thrilled that we are one of the dealers. He's being really selective about where and who can sell the food. So I'm thrilled. It's called Raw's. All our stores have it. I've personally sold a bunch of bags to customers coming in. Everybody's dogs and cats just love the food. So anyway, that's I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. Now, I know it's all right, Joe says we take a break. Joe's the boss. What? Just talking?
Yeah, have you talked to Hey, Norm?
Normie.
Can you give kisses? Say hi, Norm.
Kisses? Norman? Kisses? Hi, Norm. Kisses? He's smelling. Norm? Kissy? Kissy?
Oh, there you go. Sit. Stay.
Normal, buddy. Give me a kissy. Kiss? Huh? Oh my God.
Yeah, there's a hazard of the breed.
You drool more than I do. Hey everybody, welcome back. So all you cat owners, I'm glad you decided to hang out and wait. I don't know if we talked about this, Joe. So folks, as you know, yours truly came out with I know we talked about these, 2 varieties of cat food that if you are using CD or you're using KD for cats, these are wonderful alternatives. What we did is we matched their analysis. So if you're using CD, Hill's CD, it's because your veterinarian told you that your cat has a urinary issue and you need a low magnesium food. If you're using Hill's KD, it's because your vet told you that the cat has a kidney issue and you need a very low phosphorus diet. So and you need a prescription for those. So we decided that we would see if we could match their analysis, but try and use better ingredients, which we did. They've been on the market now, I think, for a year and a half. We sell these all over the country now. It's a huge hit, and you don't need a prescription. It's much less expensive, and this is the cool thing. We have tons of veterinarians recommending these. That's all I want to say. But anyway, so So we have those. So the next thing that's on the list is I wanted to come out with, if and many of you know this, if you're using Hill's CD Dry, you need a prescription for it. And again, if you're using the Hill's CD Dry, it's because your cat probably has a urinary issue, and your veterinarian has rightly so suggested that you use a dry food that's low in magnesium and phosphorus. So we have been trying to copy or match the ingredient, not the ingredient, I'm confused, the analysis, which is different, of the Hill's CD. So here's the deal with Hill's CD for urinary issues. It is a very low magnesium level. Hill's is 0.079 average magnesium level, and the government will let you go 20% above or 20% below, because really when you do a different run from time to time, there's going to be a fluctuation. So we want to come out with one with no corn, no soy, no wheat, no byproducts, which would be probably more palatable to the cat, less cost. You don't need a prescription for it. And I'm not a veterinarian, so please don't anyone come screaming at me. But it would make sense to me that that food would be more palatable, and the ingredients that we're putting in probably would be better for the cat than what's in the Hill's. And I'm saying probably because I don't want to get sued. We're not making any claims that what we're doing is a urinary food, because we have not tested the food. Our goal is that if you're using CD, this may be a good alternative. Here's the ingredients, show it to your veterinarian, and see what they think. Here's the issue. So the issue is, I wanted to have a lot of meat in it, because cats are carnivores. Well, the meat has lots of minerals. Guess what causes the urinary problem? Is the high mineral content. So the formulation has to be made with enough meat in there to get the vitamins and the proteins and all that kind of stuff, but taking out enough animal protein to lower the magnesium and phosphorus levels to match the Hill's, but still be complete and balanced, and still be palatable, and still be all the other things that the cat needs. So not we, because I certainly don't do it, but the nutritionists came up with a formula. Everything looked great according to the computer-generated model that they put in. They run the formula, and you have to run at least 20,000 pounds, which is a lot of 4-pound bags. You have to run at least 20,000 pounds because the machines work so fast. So the Hill's is 0.079. We run our batch, it comes out at 0.1, right? 0.2% away. But it ain't good enough, so we can't put it in the real bags and put it out. So we have it. So I said, well, we can't, what am I gonna do with this stuff? I have a black bag. So for a while we have it, right? We have it at, I think it's ridiculously priced. I think it's like $5.99 for a 4-pound bag, which is less expensive than even if you go to the grocery store and get stuff. But just the ingredients, first ingredient is chicken meal. So it's just a great food on its own, in its own right. But here's the deal, it's way lower in magnesium and phosphorus than any of the other commercial foods that I have in my store, but it's not as low as the Hill's CD. So I couldn't market it the way I want to, so we just put it in plain paper bags. But if you need a phenomenal deal on a really high quality, no label, other than Dave's Maintenance cat food, this is it. It's a huge deal. So it's here while supplies last. So I can't do the math, but I don't know how many 4-pound bags 20,000 pounds is. So we have 4-pound bags, and we have 20-pound bags, and we even have some 30-pound bags.
50,000?
Well, it gets better. It gets better. We ran the first batch, and it came out at 0.11. They tweaked it, and that's 20,000 pounds, right? They tweaked the formula and said we're going to use pea starch instead of this starch, ran a second batch of 20,000 pounds, and that one dropped to the 0.1. So it's 40,000 pounds that we're setting. It's R&D, folks, research and development. Whoo, baby! It's so anyway. We're, just got to get rid of it. Got to get rid of it. But it's just on its own right. It's just a great food. So do we have? How much time do we have? Can't have a lot of time, right? Less than 1 minute. Okay. So this is also interesting. Our Dave's 95% cat. You've heard me mention this before. I got to turn the label. You've heard me mention this before, but I would love all you cat owners, and actually dog owners could do this too. I'd love you to go to Google Dr. Lisa Pearson, who's a veterinarian, and go on her site. And I'm hoping that she will convince you to feed canned food because cats are pure carnivores. So we wanted to, she was the inspiration for me to come out with a 95% meat. 95% meat means basically it's meat in a can with water and vitamins and minerals, so it's a complete and balanced diet. If you have a cat, please make sure the cat is getting enough moisture. If your cat is not a good drinker, it's imperative that you mix in canned food, because chances are if you don't, you're going to end up with a cat who has diabetes. And diabetes is almost epidemic. And the reason is so many cat owners just, you put down the dry food and the cat's done. And it's just not healthy for the cats. Plus, that's why cats get so fat, right? So even with the Dave's food or any other food, they need to have some canned food, especially if the cat's a male, and even more especially if the cat doesn't drink a lot of water. You're just asking for trouble if you don't give it to them. So that's my little plea for today. So are we done yet? Because I'm pretty much I'm out of things to say, and I need a nap now from all this creative juices flowing. So don't go away, folks. We'll see you next week.
Dave Soda, Pet Food City, yeah.
Kiss, kiss. Huh? Oh my God.
Yeah, there's a hazard of the breed.
Yaha! Hi, fellas. What's up?